It's the Full Force News Burst brought to you by GeneralsJoes Reborn.com with me, Diagnostic 80, and Justin Bell from GeneralsJoes.com. Big reveals Wednesday for the Transformers brand. Blimey, what a day we've had. On a day that isn't even the allotted Fan First Friday, which already promises to be a huge day of product reveals for both G.I. Joe and Transformers, we've had a hatful of either direct product reveals or teasers for both. Starting with Transformers, the official Facebook page posted a rather interesting teaser for what will be a Back to the Future crossover and almost certainly a transforming DeLorean in a similar vein to that of the Ghostbusters Transformers Ectotron from last year. I imagine we will see more of that on Friday. Another out-of-nowhere reveal came when IGN announced that Hasbro will be doing a new Transformers 6-inch action figure line called the RED series. The figures will follow the G1 animated style and launch with Optimus Prime and Megatron. They are not transformable but do come with a ton of accessories and interchangeable parts. Pre-orders for the Transformers Red Series Megatron and Optimus Prime go live on June 26th at 1 PM Eastern Time at Walmart.com and Hasbro Pulse in the US. Both list for $19.99 and come out September the 1st. Justin, either of those reveals blowing your beans off?
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those weird Transformers fans that
hates transforming.
Transformer. Yeah, I actually don't like transforming the Transformers. It's I would much rather just put it in robot mode and enjoy the toy. And that's why I've really loved a lot of the most recent stuff is that they make really cool action figures even without the transforming piece. The engineering behind the transforming just blows my mind. But so these figures are kind of right up my alley. I'm
big
I love
Action
the
Masters
Transformers
fan.
Characters. Yeah, there you go. Well, these look even better than the action. Those Action Masters. Oh my God. I remember before the internet was really a thing, you hear about these Action Masters like, wait a minute, they're actually like posable Transformers that don't transform, but they're actual action. Oh, I got to check those out. And then you finally get them and you're like, oh, okay. But these look like a lot of fun. I mean, I'm into them, and I think I'll end up picking up a couple if they don't end up being impossible to get.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that Hasbro are doing loads of 6-inch lines. I never for a second thought they would do specifically a 6-inch action figure line for Transformers. I suppose it just doesn't scan in my head, but it kind of makes sense to their business model to have all of these things doing the same thing scale-wise, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's gotten to a point, especially with recent releases, where they've been able to make a Transformer that transforms, but still looks very much like the familiar character from the cartoon or the comics. So they haven't really had to, kind of dovetail from that formula too much, but they're obviously just going all out with these, just going straight for the animated style without even introducing the Transformers piece. So I think in a way it does make sense, although from another perspective, it looks like they've been trying to go that way anyway while still retaining the transforming functionality. But I mean, interestingly, they can probably kind of accomplish a couple of things. They can make that G1 accurate character without maybe some of the added expense of the engineering of the transformations. So maybe it ends up being a little higher profit margin for them too. And they give people like me who just like having Optimus Prime, who looks like Optimus Prime on his shelf and doesn't really care if he transforms or not. But they appeal to the demographic like that and have a little bit higher profit margin to boot. So it might work for that sort of thing. Yeah,
they look fun. I mean, Prime and Megatron look really nice as well. And I am looking forward to seeing what other characters they start pouring out all over. So I wonder if we may even see more stuff on Friday. But I suppose we'll get to that in a couple of days.
Definitely.
Jesus.
And the DeLorean too. I didn't really talk about the DeLorean, but that's awesome. I love these kind of like cross-license brand sort of things where the Ecto one was kind of neat, but the DeLorean is, I was much more of a Back to the Future fan than I was a Ghostbusters fan back in the day. So I think that's just really cool.
I know Adam Richards is going to be happy for both.
Oh man,
my goodness! Although he's not a massive Transformers guy, but I think he's going to be into this DeLorean. Do you expect? I mean, do you expect some kind of media tie-in attached to this DeLorean reveal? I mean, could you see IDW doing another comic, much like they did with the Ghostbusters Transformers crossover with Ectotron?
Yeah, I could see them doing that. Yeah, I mean, it might. Yeah, probably. The Back to the Future is kind of a different animal than Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters, you have kind of clear good guys, bad guys conflict, that sort of thing. Where Back to the Future, there was some conflict in the films, but it's much more adventure rather than really good versus evil. But yeah, I could definitely see them doing that. And I don't know how large the Back to the Future fandom is compared to the Ghostbusters fandom. I know that it's out there. It's probably Adam and like 4 other people, but so yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's quite possible they might do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure who has the. I know actually IDW do have Back to the Future, or at least they did, because Adam did do covers for that comic.
Oh, right,
for
right.
IDW.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they have that. So it just seems like it's going to happen.
And NECA's doing some figures for it now too, right? NECA's doing some Back to the Future figures, so
yes.
There's certainly a kind of pulp culture resurgence around that brand. So
I know it's kind of getting cool, and obviously there was that Top Gun Transformers crossover that leaked not too long ago. I'm interested to see if they do something with that, like in the comics as well. But
no kidding.
I mean, loads and loads and loads of stuff happening, and it's not even Fan First Friday, which is hilarious to me. Like, we're not even on the day when we're going to be overrun with information and pre-orders and all sorts, and we're already overrun with information and pre-orders. Anyway, Justin, mate, thanks for jumping on and chatting Transformers. It's weird because we're going to just stay here and talk about G.I. Joe in a second anyway, but because they're 2 separate berths, I have to say goodbye. So I'll speak to you later, mate.
All right.
That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Thank you to my awesome co-host, Justin Bell. See you next time, and as always, full force. Or Autobots roll out is what I should have said. Autobots roll out. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback or questions. We have also started a Patreon page, so if you want to see your name up in lights on these videos or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast, or click the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.